Guys, welcome to Mr. Biscuit Speaks. This is the channel that we search for insights and epiphanies hidden deeply within the music. And, look, sometimes I have conversations with Riggy. Who is Riggy, you ask? This is Riggy. She's not a beagle. She's a Cavalier King Charles Spaniel, and they look like puppies even though they're old. Right, Riggy? Riggy wanted us to go through Californication, and she says that this song reminds her of what we're dealing with in the world today. Right, Riggy? Tell him, you said it. She doesn't want to talk. Go on. But she's going to be hanging out with us. Guys, let me know preemptively in the comments if this is the kind of material that you're here for. Without any further ado, let's see what they're talking about. Guys, you can immediately see that they're kind of video game characters. That their identity has been traded by like this clearly less real version of who they are, which all kind of ties into the story they're telling about California in this song.
Psychic spies from China try to steal your mind's elation, and little girls from Sweden dream of silver screen quotation. And if you want these kind of dreams, it's Californication.
So immediately they kind of start with this push and pull philosophy. Psychic spies from China try to steal your mind's elation, right? Hollywood breeds paranoia about certain groups. It certainly did with the whole, post-Cold War rhetoric about, communism and, the Red Scare and all the rest of it, right? But then when he says, and a little girl from Sweden dreams of silver screen quotation, Hollywood's not only pushing us away from things, it's also kind of drawing us toward things, right? So it has this magnetic push and pull, right?
It's the edge of the world in all of Western civilization. The sun may rise in the east, at least it's settled in a final location. It's understood that Hollywood sells Californication.
The song is fire. I love the beat. It's super nostalgic for me. But he says the sun may rise in the east, but at least it's settled in a final location. It's kind of, a tongue-in-cheek critique of cultural centrism, right? So even though the sun and civilization rises in the east historically, the lyric says our cultural focus is settled in Hollywood. This is where it all comes to a head, right? It's kind of a comment on cultural hegemony, right?
Surgeon very well to break the spell of aging. Celebrity skin, is this your chin or is that war you're waging? Firstborn unicorn, hardcore softcore.
Pay your surgeon very well to break the spell of aging. That one's funny. It's like we have a magical transactional fix for mortality itself. Instead of philosophical or spiritual acceptance of aging, capitalism offers a surgeon's knife as a way to keep your image and therefore your market value intact. Right? The psychological angle is this is about mortality management, buying youth as a way to keep identity and status intact in what's more and more a visual economy. Right? Is this your chin or is this a war you're waging? That lyric is crazy. I love that bar.
Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication.
What do we mean by fornication? Let me know in the comments right now what is meant by fornication here. Californication. fornication. When I think of fornication, I think of getting something too early or wanting a shortcut towards something which should take some kind of moral development. It should be wisdom which gains you fame. It should be wisdom which gains you wealth and access to societal praise, right? So fornication is like, I want to take a shortcut. I don't want to put in the hard work. That kind of idea. Let me know what you think.
A teenage bride with a baby inside, getting high on information. And buy me a star on a boulevard, it's Californication.
Guys, you got to admit, when it comes to lyricism, we're in GOAT territory when it comes to Red Hot Chili Peppers. Marry me, girl, be my fairy to the world, be my very own constellation. This is California talking, right? He's embodied California or Hollywood, speaking as a seducer. He's saying, marry me, bind your life to me, right? And in exchange for that, you'll be my fairy to the world, right? And that's Hollywood presenting itself as magical, carrying dreams outward to the globe. But then when it says, be my very own constellation, what's a constellation? What are constellations? Stars, right? You could be a star. I'm going to make you a star. But a constellation is not only a system of stars, it's used to navigate, right? You, by being a star, you teach people how to navigate their lives. You set the bar for who people should be. And isn't that what happens with celebrities? Like, movies tell us stories, and by identifying with the heroes in those stories, we develop a landscape of salience, right? We say to ourselves, I want to identify with this hero so that I can get the rewards that this hero got in the movie. That's what separates good movies from bad movies. Can I identify with this hero? So to play the part of the star, right? You're guiding us. You're saying you want to be this guide. That constellation narrative is very deep to me. Sorry if I went too deep on that one.
Space may be the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. In Cobain, can you hear the spheres singing songs off station to station?
Guys, this song has some really legit comedy in it. See, that's the reason I wanted to listen to this one again. Because, like, there's really great comedy in this song. If you listen to, like space is the final frontier, but it's made in a Hollywood basement. The irony of that, right? That we take our eyes off of the stars and we go inside and watch a television where we can see fake stars produced in a Hollywood basement. It's fascinating that we know this, and yet there's still some kind of pull toward it, right?
And Alderon's not far away, it's Californication. Born and raised by those who praise control of population. Everybody's been there, and I don't mean no vacation. Firstborn unicorn, hardcore softcore. Dream of Californication.
Sorry, guys, I got to rewind that. I got to really... What did those lyrics mean, those last ones?
Born and raised by those who praise control of population. Everybody's been there, and I don't mean no vacation.
Wow. Control the population. And everybody's been there, and I don't mean on vacation. So we saying California is not just a place you visit. It's not just a spatio-temporal location. It's part of your mind. It's spread out and becomes a part of your identity, right? And I think when he's talking about population control, it's like, if all of us want what the stars have, how much room is there for other people?
Born and raised by those who praise control of population. Everybody's been there and I don't need no vacation. Firstborn unicorn, hardcore soft porn. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication.
Guys, look at this. They're flying on a dragonfly through a city, and they have sacrificed their true identity for these 3D images that can do all kinds of fantastical stuff. And it's kind of just like this meaningless barf of like Grand Theft Auto 6 style behavior.
Destruction leads to a very rough road, but it also breeds creation. An earthquake's out to a girl's guitar, that's just another good vibration.
Interesting. So when it all comes crashing down, you just cycle through the next stars. But then he says an earthquakes are to a girl's guitar just another good vibration. And I think that means that any tragedy can just be turned into entertainment.
And tidal waves couldn't save the world from Californication. Hey, a surgeon very well to break the spell of aging. Sicker than the rest, there is no test, but this is what you're craving. Firstborn unicorn. Hardcore soft porn. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication. Dream of Californication.
So, firstborn unicorn, hardcore soft porn. The unicorn is something magical, something just magical and powerful. And hardcore soft porn is just being used and being objectified for the pleasure of a bunch of people who you'll never see. Dreams of Californication. What's crazy is it doesn't really leave us on a high note, unless you think so. I mean, let me know what you think in the comments, but it seems like, he says not even a tidal wave can defeat this thing. Even national tragedies only break the spell for a moment or two, and then it just becomes, how do we generate clicks off of this tragedy? This song is extremely pertinent for today. Guys, thank you so much for interacting with me on this journey. If you wouldn't mind, if you have it, please feel free to drop a super chat, a PayPal, a Cash App, buy me a cup of coffee. Those will be in the links below. Thanks very much for your time and your open, curious attention.